When I started doing these reviews, I made a small promise to everyone on the internet. You may not have been aware of it. It was a silent promise. Not to do a review of Doctor Who. Shows how faithfully I keep my word. Because this, my friends, unless you hadn't already guessed, is a review of Doctor Who. When it comes to the Doctor, I am heavily, heavily biased. But to be honest, I've got such a naturally critical mind that this could turn out to be not a rant about how amazing I think it is. It may even turn out to be something sensible and coherent. I, like many of my generation, can blame Russell T Davies for my new obsession. But somehow it's like it was meant to be. My mum likes it and watched it faithfully even when it was going to pot in the 80s, so maybe it's something genetic. Wouldn't that just be a fantastic bit of news? And today, scientists have found what they're calling the Who gene, a certain strand of DNA that codes for protein that makes your whole body go crazy for Doctor Who. Okay, so I guess this is normally the part where I explain what I find so appealing about this show. For me, there is something about Doctor Who that is quintessentially British. A sort of quirky eccentricity and dry humour. And lots of death. The Doctor for me is a very British superhero. He doesn't shoot laser beams out of his eyes. He doesn't have super strength. He doesn't go green. I'm not sure how I can depict that. Or control all metal. He travels through time and space in a rickety old police box that's always breaking down. He lands in completely the wrong place a good half of the time, and tries very hard to get everything sorted out peacefully so he can go home and have a nice cup of tea. When someone talks about Doctor Who, unless they have no experience of the classic series whatsoever, sooner or later two things are going to crop up. The wobbly sets and the sexism. They always do. But somehow, watching old William Hartnell episodes where everything is clearly made out of polystyrene, sticky tape and cardboard has a charm of its own. I love it that these people had such a small budget and yet were increasingly ambitious with it. That for me shows yet again what kind of people the Brits are. Yes, we've got a wobbly Dalek and the bit of the set just fell over, but we're going to barrel on regardless. Hooray! As for the sexism, well, I'm not going to gloss over it. It was certainly present in the old series, right from the start. Susan screamed, Leela wore leather, and Tegan was trapped in a boob tube for something like 6 consecutive stories until she finally got out of it and asked to burn it. And yeah, I can talk about historical, cultural and social context until the cows come home. And then I can tell the cows about it too. But you know, I can't really change it. To be honest, I don't find it that obtrusive. And I'm a girl. I just think that any TV series from that era is going to be exactly the same. Maybe we can all just accept it and make up some rubbish like, it adds to the authenticity! Yeah, that should do it. The other day, my mother said something that I found very upsetting. She claimed the lovely 8th Doctor, Paul McGann, shouldn't count because he was only in the movie. I find this very, very unfair. Because I personally think the movie is a startlingly good piece of television. There are some things that are clearly wrong. The Dalek voices. The fact that the Master was for some strange unknown reason put on trial on Skaro. The strange way the Master vomits toxic slime. And how Grace inexplicably knew how to reroute the power in the TARDIS and didn't get blown up in the process. But what I love about the movie is how the Americans in charge tried to stick to the Britishness of Doctor Who. And yet try to expand it. The rejig theme tune makes me burst out laughing every single time because of the huge wannabe Star Trek sound of it, trying to make it sound cool. I challenge any of you to listen to it without giggling, because it's just... okay, maybe it's just me. And my gosh, if there are people out there calling themselves fans of Doctor Who, but yet can't appreciate Paul McGann is a damn fine doctor considering the circumstances, I want them caught and brought to me for re-education. And now to present Doctor Who.
Seek, locate, destroy.
You've said it, Hillary. Well, no, actually he didn't. Because I like it. I like it a lot. I freely admit it, I'm a Dr. Rose shipper of the first degree. I mean it. The parting of the ways in Doomsday is still enough to reduce me to sobbing several watches on. I think the quality of the scripts is astounding. The special effects are amazing, and I really commend the guys at the mill and all the other people who make the Slovene suits and things like that. Because you rock! There are still some things I don't like. I'm not so blinded by obsession that I can't keep a fair mind about it. But the humour, the action, the characters, the relationships, the sci-fi, and the love and enthusiasm that goes into making every single episode. It really shines through. Good on ya! So Who fans, take up your sonic screwdrivers, your Dalek toys, your cardboard TARDISes, your collection of Doctor Who adventure books, your DVDs, your shooting scripts, and the outfit that makes you feel most like the Doctor, and be proud to be Whovians. Because you've got a hell of a lot to be proud of. And hey, if there are any spare jobs lying around, Russell, I'm your girl.